Okay, thank you. Oh, Dr. Joseph Bernard knows a thing or two about the power of connections. His passion has always been to bring out the best in those he works with. Since his earliest explorations, he's been fascinated by the human potential and how to activate the mind, body, and heart and spirit to its full expression. He's worked with corporate executives, championship athletes, individuals with addictions, and people from all walks of life who want to find out more about themselves and how to create the results that matter to them. Please welcome Dr. Joseph Bernard.
Thank you. That music was lovely, wasn't it? It's really, the music just gets things going when you have all that aliveness in it. Yeah. So today I'm going to share a story first about the work I'm doing, because it really is a message of hope and connection. So I work at a place called Reconnections in Newport, and it's addiction and alcohol and drug addicts. And recently I got a client about 5 months ago. And she had just been released from a detox center where she had attempted suicide. Her mother had died in the previous month. She had felt like a total disappointment. She was a raging alcoholic and not a very nice person from what she accounts to her family and things. So we started talking, and every time she'd come back once a week, she was in my group sometimes too, she'd say, I don't know why this is happening. And so I'd ask her, well, what feelings aren't you talking about? Like to her husband and to her granddaughter, who she's raised since she was a little girl. She's 17 now, and she said, oh, well, I didn't talk to my husband about this. Okay, well, why didn't you do that? And each time she'd come back, it worked out so well because I talked to people. Because before she'd just be drunk and, yelling at people. So I said, well, why don't you do that more often? So then she came back and she said, I've been feeling so stressed. And I think it's because her husband likes to have a lot of properties because they rent them and stuff. And she feels she doesn't get much pocket money every month because it all goes into paying for the houses and stuff. She said, I got to talk to him about it. Yes. So I said, okay, why don't you do that? He was like, okay, well, I understand. I'm feeling stressed too because we got too many properties and we're making too many payments. He said, I'll sell a house. It was like that. He was right away to do that. So everything has unfolded to her. When she talks about it, it works better. And so I was doing a group the following week, and Eckhart Tolle was, I got a video of him saying some stuff. And everybody who knows Eckhart Tolle is, he wrote a wonderful book called The Power of Now. And he used to live in a park bench. I mean, he was homeless, and something shifted in him and he woke up. And he's now traveling all the world doing seminars, and his book, The Power of Now, is a wonderful, wonderful book. I highly recommend it. And then I led a little visualization after it, after the video. What I find is that people in recovery, especially early in recovery, can't really do visualizations very well because their minds are really they're really in the past. So they're not really slowing down enough. They're in fear. Almost all addicts, especially meth addicts, when they come in, they're always afraid they're going to run into somebody that they used to use with. So they don't want to go out in public. They feel like they will be, somebody will offer them some drugs and they'll use it right away and all. So those things are going on. So we did this visualization, and it's It's on Wednesdays, and she has a session with me right after. And she came in and she said, something happened to me during that visualization. I said, well, what? So what happened was that she became connected to what I would call her higher self, or a witness, her witness presence in her, or the divine, or however you want to say it. And she said, one thing else I didn't share was that she had been raped in the midst of all this. So she'd been on a run of really awful things happening until she got into treatment. And she said, I saw myself up here, and I was in this physical form, but I was up here. And she said, I looked down at myself and I said, why am I going through all this stuff? And she said that when I was raped, that wasn't me, that was a body over here. So she let go of all that with that thought. And now she's beginning to let go of everything that's been awful in her life. Every step now, she can step back and look and have that possibility. I mean, think of that. I mean, here's a person that's been through a long, long, long journey of suffering and causing suffering to the people around her. And then she stops drinking and she begins to do some other work, and she shifts totally. And what I wanted to talk today about is our connection to this witness self, to the higher self, or to God, or whatever you want to see that as. It's definitely a connection that's particular to you, though, because it's about you and looking back at you and seeing you. Do people understand what I'm talking about? I don't know if have you had that experience. If you have, you know what that's like, because that's a liberation. And as she continues to explore that liberation, she is now a totally different person. The interesting thing is that a lot of people going through the treatment process there, and they're grinding step by step by step, and she went boom. I mean, just left. Now she's in joy all the time. So what in us, how do we connect to that? And if you are connected to it now, I'm connected to that, but I forget all the time when life happens and I'm, worried about politics and all, whatever, the mind goes, "La, la, 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 la," and then I have to really slow myself down. And plus I'm empathetic. So all the clients I have, I feel them. Friday, I had a group in the morning with 11 people in it. 2 people were in really, really early recovery, 1 living on the street. And I can feel all that. And then I have clients during the day. And then in the evening, I had 13 more clients, and them all going through stuff. And I led them through a visualization. And the one that I'd given feedback for, which then she dismissed me as a counselor, she told other people, was that she needed to work on her ego because it was always getting in her way. She needed to be talking all the time. And she said after the visual, she said, I don't want to waste any more time doing this. So, and she's also the one suffering the most. She's having a real hard time keeping clean. And so, if all the other people said they had a really good experience from that, I don't need that to feel okay. I just want them to feel okay. So when we learn how to touch in with that space, and if you have learned how to touch into it, I want to invite you to touch into it every day now, okay? That place that knows in you, that doesn't judge you, that just goes, oh, this is what's happening to me now. I can be free of any of the suffering I go through if I tune into that. Does that make sense? So I thought I would lead you in an experience of that, getting in touch with that. Does that sound good? Okay. I'm going to put up some music for me.
Try.
We're going to try, yes. If not, whatever works, yeah. I'm okay. Okay, thank you. Maybe turn the, yeah, okay. So this is HZ music. If you don't know what HZ is, Hertz music, and it's specifically designed for different kinds of things, from healing to tuning into your higher self. So it's HZ Hertz, and it's on YouTube. You can do Hertz HZ music, and it'll bring up endless. And I listen to this every day, different kinds of them. Usually I take a nap in the afternoon if I'm not at work. I wish I could take a nap at work, but I haven't figured out how to do that. So in this one, I just like the image of this one. It's like, here I am out in the vastness. There's still a me here, and then there's the universe. Okay? So this music will be a good background as I help you visualize. So what I'd like you to do, close your eyes and be in your body, and I'm going to help you into a relaxed body. I'd like you to breathe down into your center. You can put your hand there. Breathe down into your center on the inhale, and then on the exhale, release all that out on the exhale. You can think of each breath in as allowing you to really energize yourself, to heal any of the past, to be tuned in, and each breath out is time to release. Sometimes I'm going to just let the music play and be in the cycle of the breath, inhale and exhale. The more you breathe fully down into your center and actually down into the lower back, base of the spine. If you ever having trouble sleeping at night, sit on your bed and do this for about 10 minutes. You won't have any problems going to sleep after that. Just breathing all the way down into your full body. And on the exhale, letting everything go. As you begin to be present to your breath, I'd like you to also align with your heart, the passion, the kindness, the love, the joy of the heart. Same time, I'd like you to be in touch with your mind, your third eye. Pineal gland is back there sending chemicals. And just releasing. I'd like you to imagine there's an energy field above your head, maybe about 16, 18 inches. And we could say that's a sending and receiving station in us to broadcast out to the infinite field, to broadcast out to the divine, to also receive messages. And we can imagine that energy field of that outer chakra energy field. We can imagine that being the witness, or we can imagine just whatever way you want to imagine. It can be a visual of your face talking to you. It could be a visual of field of energy that feels wise and connecting and compassionate and kind. Just take a minute to feel what feels right to you. We'll listen to this music. Beyond your ordinary sense of self. Letting go of the busy mind and just being present. As you tune in, now have a sense of what that image might be. Let that image be there and expand or grow in whatever way you want to. This might be the initial time you've connected with it. It might be a time in where you're looking at this or sensing this in a different way. It's all good. So beyond this body, I'm not the body. Beyond this mind, I'm not even my mind. I'm this being, connecting to this being, this infinite being that existed. You could see it as existing before this lifetime and will continue to exist onward in some other form. This knowledge, this knower, seer, sensing, expanding into that state beyond 40, 50, 60,000 thoughts a day. A witness, a loving, kind, compassionate witness to you, there to guide you. Maybe guided from above you or just guided. A sense with inside of yourself. Like I said, it could be the divine mother, God, the infinite field, however you see it. It's all okay. As you touch into that, I want you to feel the joy of being aligned and being connected with the infinite in you. You always have the source that will guide you. Source that can be a witness to your life and point you in directions that will be more useful, more helpful, more joyous, peaceful. Letting go. Anything you need to let go that's in the way. I'd like you to remember, I'm going to make a suggestion that you remember this visualization. You remember how this feels in your body. The sense of that in your body is activating a different part of the brain. Sensing what this feels like, visualizing it, another level, feeling it. Feeling the power of love, kindness, joy flowing through you. Remembering this, when you come out of this relaxed state, you're going to remember what this feels like. You're going to remember what you saw, what you experienced, and you're going to, maybe later today, in the afternoon, or maybe before you go to sleep tonight, you're going to go back to this place. In your body, in your mind, in your heart, in your soul. It's really good to tap into this at the end of the day and just review how your day went, get the support, feedback that you might need to make it even go better the next day. You do it in the morning when you wake up. You do it throughout the day whenever you are making important decisions. Tuning in, being connected with the infinite within inside of you. Nice job tuning in. When you're ready, you can open your eyes really slowly. Feel what that feels like to be in that possibility in you. So I will be available over there later. We can talk further. I just want to invite you to remember this story because it went from chaos to joy and unlimited possibilities. So I welcome you to find that in yourself. Thank you.